Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh-negative mother carrying an Rh-positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh-negative pregnancy.
Welcome to the Outside View, brought to you by Women's Cricket Zone and of course sponsored by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness and AMRI Hospitals. Now that we got that out of the way, and if you've joined us right now, you know that India has beaten Pakistan in both of their opening games. It was the first for both of them at the Women's World Cup, and it happened in Mount Maunganui. And we have, as always, through the day, a couple of experts representing both the countries. They've played cricket for both these countries. Former India cricketer, as well as Pakistan, Sonia Dabar and Marina Iqbal. Thank you so much for joining us, as you have through the day. It's been wonderful chatting with you all. I have to go to Marina first. I know it's a little disappointing and probably not as enthused and promising as the first innings was.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what happened actually. The intention wasn't there. The approach was very defensive from the opening partnership. I mean, you cannot be on 26 without loss at the end of 10 overs, especially when you know that there are going to be approximately 30 overs of spinners on this surface. And they have witnessed in the first inning that the big shots weren't coming easily. So they had to maintain a certain run rate if they wanted to chase it down. I mean, the batting order was fine, everything was fine, but it looked like they were very cautious. And against India, paces as well, but the spin department has been really daunting. It wasn't going to be easy. So they needed something up front at the start.
Right. And before I get Sonia in as well, just a quick summary and to sort of take you through how that match panned out here at Taranga, where Pakistan and India took center stage. India batting first had a bit of an up and down sort of a momentum to their innings. They started off sort of well, but then Pakistan got in pretty strongly in the middle overs with their spin attack. Nida Dar, of course, there as well, chipping in and put up a decent total of 244. And then in the response, we saw how that sort of panned out as well. Not very promising display from the batters of the Pakistan team. And Sonia, just your thoughts as well on how that batting sort of shaped up. I think the need was to be a little patient. The person who'd probably be most disappointed with herself will be Sidra Amin right there at the top. She was very patient right through, enough to sort of look settled enough to take it till the end. She needed, of course, support at the other end, which she wasn't getting. The pressure was building too, but your thoughts on just where they lost their way in response?
I think rightly said by Marina that they needed to have that patient innings from either of the top order batsmen, because they themselves had seen that how difficult it was to hit those big shots, and also they seen the way Sneha Rana and Pooja Vastrakar rotated the strike and built up that partnership. I think Pakistan needed those small batting partnerships which would have helped them convert either of the batter that start into a bigger scoreboard. Apart from that, I think they were trying a bit too much when they were batting, especially when they have seen that not many fancy shots were played by Indians, or whoever tried to play that was not that easy pitch to bat on and get those shots.
Yeah, Marina, just you did sort of mention in the pre-show also about your reservations, and in the mid-show rather, about your reservations and how you were hoping that the Pakistan lineup kept its head about its shoulders. If you could take us through probably certain dismissals or certain aspects where you thought maybe something else could be done.
I don't think there was. It was more complicated. They were just very cautious. I mean, right from the start, yes, Goswami and Meghna were hitting the right areas. But again, I think there were some deliveries which could have been capitalized by Javeria especially and Sidra Amin also. I think they kept on just playing according to the opposition's plan, and they never tried anything new or even tried to challenge them. And all of a sudden, when 10 overs were done, they realized that they're falling behind when spinners were introduced. And again, I've mentioned that Rajeshwari had a crucial role to play, even Dipti also. And that exactly happened. When you cannot, get momentum up front, it's very hard to go against the top spinners, especially on this surface I've been mentioning. It wasn't easy. So yes, I think that that's where they lost the plot. They wanted to be patient, but they lost the plot of just trying to maintain a certain run rate. I mean, again, I'm saying when you're chasing any total, you cannot be 26 without loss at 10. It's not going to help you at the end. It was only going to build up pressure, and that's exactly what happened. Javeria struggled initially. She was very cautious, and then all of a sudden they started to attack the spinners, which was again, they should have been cautious against spinners and try to capitalize the power play and the paces. I think that's my thinking. It wasn't going
Yes,
to be the again.
absolutely, Marina. Validly pointed out there. And speaking of that power play, obviously, Jhulan got one wicket later, but she's right there at the top of that list. And just to sort of recap the sort of achievement that she's on the cusp of. She's on 38 wickets, which is a second on that list of highest wicket takers, the most wickets by any woman at World Cups. She's only behind Lynn Fulston at 39, and just one more wicket. And of course, I mean, they were all trying to get that, but what an amazing achievement, and just the sort of maturity and the way she led the attack at the start, Sonia. Um, kudos to the way she's always been, especially as a fast bowler in these conditions. Not easy.
Definitely, as I said before as well, that Juliet has been kind of a mentor to the youngsters who have come into the Indian team, and right from her career, right into the career, she's being like the backbone of the Indian bowling. She's been guiding so many youngsters now, and agreed that she didn't get the wicket initially in the innings, but that was a very brilliant move by Mithali to get in her in the 22nd over. The pressure which she built in the initial 10 overs, she just carried forward when she came back. That is the beauty of the way Julian bowls. It's okay for her when even if she doesn't get the wickets, but as good as she's curtailing the runs, she's more than happy with that.
The other person who was sort of busy, and we'll come to, and of course, Marina mentioned the very crucial role that the Indian spinners played and how they sort of pulled the act across, and we want Sonia to respond to that. But the other person who was just as busy was Richa behind the wickets, another young debutante. So I've sort of interacted with her a little bit, and she has that, sort of very cherubic nature to herself, Marina, very, very innocent and very guiling. How has she impressed you, and how do you think, is not with the bat as much today, but behind the stumps, how impressed were you?
Well, I was really impressed. I mean, she has that sort of character that she again likes to make an impact. You can see that in her batting, and that reflects in her keeping as well. Pretty good technique, proactive, and I mean, few dismissals were lightning fast. And yes, again, it's a huge role to play as a keeper, not just in obviously keeping wickets, but also being proactive, being interacting with other players, helping your captain out. And I've seen her talking to even Matali and the bowlers as well. So it's always a good thing to have a proactive keeper who can actually, take up the gloves and take responsibility. And I mean, I think she's got 5 dismissals today. She would be
Yes.
pretty happy. And yes, I love her technique and also the kind of vibe she brings from behind the stumps.
Yeah, and especially I think one DRS which they unfortunately lost. I think the side was asking her, "Kya hua kya?" And she's like, "Oh, I think so."
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I mean, Bisma Maroof dismissal, that wasn't an easy catch. It was low. But again, a good technique, and only good keepers who have a stable base and good steady hands can take that. So it was a very crucial take, especially dismissing Bisma Maroof.
Yes, yes, it was, and that also changed the tide
Yeah.
further in India's favor. Just a word on the spinners as well, Sonia. Someone like Gaikwad, we've seen her do the hard yards for many years. It paid off today.
Yeah, the one best thing was about Rajeshwari's bowling today was, she didn't try anything, no variations, or, I will say less variations, and she just kept things simple, just give that ball a flight, keep it on the same line and length, bowl consistently, and hit the right line and length. And she was a bit slower through the air. She had, I think, read the wicket well in the first inning sitting outside. That's the reason she was doing just the basic things which was required for a spinner to bowl in those conditions, or on the same pitch which Pakistan were batting.
Uh, Marina, if we had to sort of sum up the day, I know very, very, not so happy day for Pakistan, but there's a chance to go back to the drawing board. Yes, it's been a tough road the last couple of campaigns for them. What do you think? You've been in that dressing room yourself. How do you think they'd be processing this, and what would you think would they need to plan for the rest of the tournament?
Well, I think they will be disappointed, firstly, with the bowling performance at the back end of the innings. I mean, from going from 114 to 245, there's a lot to think at the death bowling. Secondly, coming to the batting again, that has been troubling Pakistan for like 2-3 years now. The stability is a big question mark. Ability is there. We've got temperament, we've got experienced players, we've got all the skill, but execution and having a plan according to the situation and opposition, that's where we are lacking and falling behind. Again, today, I think that this target wasn't that big. They could have managed it better from the start. And I've been mentioning that the top order needs to play wise but attacking cricket. Gone are the days when you just go and survive the new ball and then sort of try to build up a momentum later. Right now, the oppositions and all the bowlers lot are pretty good, so they won't give anything easily. So I think that there'll be a lot talk about the batting again, especially the approach. And moving on, we've got Australia, so they're going to come with more attacking cricket. And even if it's a hard surface, we've seen that they quickly adjust and go to their plan B. And that's where Pakistan is lacking. Probably a bit of one-dimensional batting, I would say, today, being very defensive. And the time they realized, it was late, and then the fall of wickets kept coming. So these two things, I feel that they will be having some serious talk about.
Yes, there were some few lovely sparks from Diana Beg's bat at the end. Was nice to see as well. But Sonia, just a thought on India's performance too. They'll be happy, probably not entirely excited, but or thrilled with how they went about. Your thoughts on how they would be sort of thinking about how they did today and what they'd have to work on the rest of the.
I think the second innings, definitely they'll be very happy the way their bowlers bowled and backed up very good by the fielders. Richa Ghosh was really good behind the wicket. That Bismar's catch was really difficult. When the ball is already keeping low and still you have to take that catch after the batsman is sweeping the ball, especially. So there are a lot many positives, definitely, but coming into the next match, I am sure they will be thinking more, stabilizing their batting order, especially in the middle orders battings, and the rotation of strike after the power play, especially because that was what not seen more in today's match. Especially of course when Sneha Rana and Pooja were batting, they really did play well that crucial 100-run partnership. But before that, I think there should have been a bit of more rotation of the strike when it was the wickets. Even though the wickets were falling, I think that strike rotation of singles and doubles should be continuing in that process. You just cannot stop and watch and wait for the situation to a bit slow down and then start. I think rightly said by Marina that the cricket has changed, and you have to change our approach as well. Definitely, it would have been a difficult thing to do when you have wickets falling the other end. But I think the way Sneharana and Pooja Vastrikar batted, they showed us that even the wickets have fallen. These things and simple batting things also can get us runs in this
So,
situation.
so now you mentioned Sneh Rana with the bat. Just your thoughts on Sneh Rana with the ball as well?
Definitely. I before also I said that she's one bowler, who I think who likes to keep on bowling on one line and length, especially, because I thought I'm sure Mithali would have been tempted to have a forward shot like for Sneharana in the late
Hmm.
overs. She was turning the ball square actually. So she is a very good prospect for India, and she's a very very good all rounder as well. She adjust her game as per the situation, and apply herself very good in these kind of situation. Even though she's in pressure, she is as calm as ever.
Yes, and a few little lovely dives there to stop some crucial runs to build that pressure up. Also, probably was lovely to watch. So, at the end of all the teams having played one each, let's have a look at how the points table stacks, because now on it's going to be other face-offs that we will get to witness. India at the top of the table with that win because their nut run rate is the best of the lot. But yes, that's the top four that sort of sits apart from the bottom four. New Zealand sort of surprisingly finding themselves there at the bottom, so to England. But as we know, there's a chance that that could change tomorrow. New Zealand will take on Bangladesh tomorrow for their second game, for both their second matches. So a lot of things could change in that points table. Ladies, thank you so much for joining in. Marina, we also hear that it's your birthday tomorrow. Would have had a better gift, I know, today. Unfortunately, that couldn't happen, but I'm sure you'll celebrate your day really well. Happy birthday from all of us here in
Happy
advance.
Thank you
birthday.
so
Yeah.
much. Thank you. Thank you so
Uh,
much.
Thank you so much for joining in. And we, of course, look forward to your presence, your insights further through the tournament. And I'm sure I hope it's going to be happier in the rest of the tournament. Sonia, thanks again for
Yeah.
coming in. Of course, we'll keep
Thank you.
talking to you too. Thank you, ladies. And I'm sure you've enjoyed this chat as well. Do keep sending in your questions. Our experts will answer them. Thanks for watching The Outside View. But keep on watching this space for more through the tournament.